Greetings to Dr. Fahana and my fellow classmates. So today we will be having our presentation. Okay, for the introduction part, I would like to say that we are diving into the Convention of Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. Why we chose this convention? Because genocide is a serious crime against humanity, and we think understanding how international law addresses this crime is very a crucial thing. So, for the purpose of our assignment is we want to understand about this convention fully. We want to know why it was created, what it aims to achieve, and why it matters in today's world. About our objective, so first we will explore the convention's background and also significance. Then we will look closely at the language used in the document. We want to see how specific words affect what it means and how it's used. So finally, we will apply what we learned to a real situation. Is that the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Why does it matter? Because understanding this convention isn't just about legal text. It's about protecting human rights and promoting justice around the globe.
Thank you very much. So my name is SITI AISHAH binti MAJID. Metric number is 160009. So we are going to look at the first analysis of the article of the convention. So firstly, we can see the role of fake language. So in this article, we can see terms such as national, ethnic, racial, or religious groups. And these terms can be very broad and may lead to different interpretations. And we don't really know what precisely defines each of these groups and who exactly determines the classifications. And then moving on to the next part, we can see the complexity of the legal issues. So some issues may be a bit too complex for us to understand using the legal language. So for instance, here we can see the with intent to destroy. This is actually to determine the intent behind it is legally complex, as proving intents require a deep understanding of the purported motivations behind the actions, which might not always be explicitly or easily interpreted. And then we can see the changes over time. Changes over time, here for example, the serious bodily or mental harm. As we know, society is always evolving, so the language and the context are also change dependently. And here, advance in science could introduce new forms of destructions which might not be envisioned when the convention was drafted. So this lead to ambiguity in applying the law to the new circumstances. And then conflicting laws, here I can see that I take it the physical destruction. So different jurisdiction might have varying standards on that circumstances. So creating a bit uncertainties of how to proceed and enforcement. And then judicial interpretations. Courts in different countries or international tribunals might interpret the convention's provisions differently. So for example, we have here the imposing measures intended to prevent births. So this might differ from another court's interpretations from one and another. And then this also might be influenced due to the historical and cultural context, leading to varied applications in similar cases. So I think that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Okay, so hi, I'm back for the legal ambiguity for the next article, which is about the present convention shall be registered by the Secretary General of the United Nations on the date of its coming into force. So the legal ambiguity that we can get from this article is that the vague of language in the term that coming into force, which it can be interpreted in many different ways, making these terms like very much unclear, especially when exactly the convention becomes active. Okay, so next is about the legal issue that faced in this article is when the timing of the registration versus the coming into force. Okay, so from this, it require the registration and the enforcement to occur simultaneously, in which it creates complicated legal issues related to the timing and the coordination of the timing. Okay, so next is on the ambiguity in which it changes over time in terms of the procedural steps and the documentation of the legal document. Over time, the procedural or bureaucratic steps may change over the time, causing the delays between when something takes effect and when it is officially recorded, especially for this particular article. So this evolving process adds to the complexity for this article. Okay, so next is the conflicting laws in this article, in which the legal implication of the delay that had been made in this article, which the lack of clear legal consequences for registration delays, in which it will create and can create conflicts with other laws or international agreements about the convention's validity and also the enforcement during any interim period. And lastly, the judicial interpretation, in which about the Secretary General role in making this particular document or this particular article, in which if the Secretary General does not register the convention by the specific date or by the specified date that had been specified, it will create the uncertainty for the document or for this article, in which the court may then need to interpret the consequences and create any possible solution for this failure, in which the failure to send the document in the specified date.
So hello and good day to you, Dr. Farhana. My name is William HINDOL with the matrix number of 159963. So today I will be presenting the benefits of using plain language based on the convention that we have chosen, considering the needs of our targeted layperson. So as we all know, one of the benefits of using plain language is that it could reduce a lot of errors in a particular document, which in this case is about the Genocide Convention. This is said so because plain language helps us, the writer, to expose a lot of errors, because in plain language, the sentences usually are built more shorter, thus as a result can help our targeted layperson to understand the convention much more clearly and better. There are few instances in the convention where the usage of plain language could make it more easier for our targeted layperson to understand it better. For example, in Article 5 of the Convention, instead of saying, quote-unquote, persons committing genocide or any of the other acts enumerated in Article 3 shall be punished, whether they are constitutionally responsible rulers, public officials, or private individuals. This sentence is very lengthy and use a few legalist terms, which can hinder the understanding of our targeted layperson. So what they should have written in a plain language should be, quote-unquote, anyone who commits genocide or related acts listed in Article 3 shall be punished, whether they are leaders, public officials, or private citizens. This usage of plain language in these examples can increase the understanding of our layperson much more clearer, because it is much more concise in words, from 27 words to 23 words. Additionally, we have also changed a few legalist terms, which is the word enumerated. The word enumerated is a legalist term which can hinder the understanding of our targeted layperson. So instead of saying enumerated, we have changed it to listed, which has the same meaning. Thus, with shorter sentences and reduced errors and reduced legalist terms, our targeted layperson may understand it better than the original sentences. For example, in this context, since this convention is about genocide, our targeted layperson could be anyone. Thus, using plain language can help our targeted layperson to have a better clarity and understanding of the convention. Additionally, throughout the whole convention, we can see that there are very minimal usage of Latin terms. Thus, as a result, this could also help our targeted layperson to understand the convention much more clearer. So that is all from me, Dr. Farhana. Thank you so much for listening. To the next presenter, thank you.
Hi, my name is ZUHAYR. So I'll be presenting the next part of the plain language in the legal documents. So we pick Article 6 as our second article. So in the left side, we have the original text from the conventions, and the right side is the revised version that we use plain language to revise it from the original text. So I already highlighted all the phrases according to the colors that I'll be analyze the breakdown on the next slide. For the first phrase, we change other acts enumerated into related crimes listed. So enumerated is a legal term that have same meaning with listed. So we changed enumerated into listed, so for the non-legal layperson to understand the meanings better. And also we changed other acts into related crime, because related crime helps convey the meaning of the crime that are associated with genocide without using the legal term of enumerated. And the second phrase, we change shall be tried into will be tried by simplifies the verb and the structures, because shall be tried is more formal. And then the competent tribunals, we change into court, which is competent tribunal is a legal term that refers to court. So we change it to court because because it is a common vocabulary for the non-legal layperson to understand. And the phrase that in the brown color is a complex phrase, so we try to rephrase it and break down the ideas for the non-legal layperson to understand the component better. And the last phrase, we change international penal tribunals into international court, because international penal tribunal is a specific legal term that can be simplified into international court. And then the phrase in the purple color is also a complex and dense and legalistic phrase, so we try to revise and rephrase it into more understandable phrase without losing the essential legal meanings for the non-legal person to understand. That's it for the promoting plain language in the legal document. Thank you.
So for the very last conclusion, I will conclude for all. So reducing legal ambiguity and promoting plain language are a very crucial thing to do for creating a more understandable and effective legal system. Clear legal text and also clear, understandable text might help to ensure that laws are applied correctly and effectively and fairly. It might improve public awareness and so on. So that is all for us. We hope this analysis would give us a lot of benefit and so on. That is all from us. Thank you, Dr. Farhana. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, my group mate. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.